All right, we've had a massive update for Stalker 2. This update is 110 gigabytes. I'll go ahead and start downloading it. The game itself's only about 150, which is quite a bit. The patch notes are huge. They claim 1,800 changes and fixes, a lot of A-Life fixes. I skimmed through it, and it's good. I would say A-Life is coming a long way from launch. I'm going to go through these, and we'll get into the game and check it out later. But dude, hold on. The fact that this is 110 gigs, I mean, dude, I got limited data. This is crazy. They did address that it is a huge download, and they'll work on that as well. But man, I don't know. I genuinely am just like, I gotta be bothered by that. That's crazy big. You take a game like Ready or Not, for example, they had an update that lowered their game size by 50 gigs. And most games have massive amounts of changes for way less. I don't really understand what all goes into it, but that just seems like just way too big of a download. A lot of people may not be happy about that. They've officially made it to where NPCs, they don't spawn right behind you anymore, so that's good. You can now encounter roaming NPCs across the zone. They greatly extended the distance at which A-Life NPCs are visible to the player, and I'm also really glad to note that they are calling it A-Life instead of enhanced AI or whatever. That whole thing was weird. Fixed an optimization issue that prevented A-Life NPCs to exist in offline out of players' visualization range. So NPCs now, to my understanding, should exist and be doing things outside of your involvement, even when you can't see them. So this is huge. This alone is a massive change. When the NPCs are in offline mode, they'll continue to advance toward their goals. They'll be getting into altercations with other mutants, other factions. Just these changes here should make the whole entire zone feel completely different than how it's felt since launch. Moving down, AI improvements fix an issue where APCs quickly detected the player when he was crouching, so stealth maybe feels a bit better now. They fixed an issue where mutants that were in cover did not change cover when receiving damage. This is something I dealt with. You could kind of cheese some of the mutants, the bigger mutants. You get like a boar and they would just hide behind a tiny little tree and you could still shoot them. So now they should actually move around as soon as they start taking damage from their little safe spots. And it should be even harder to stand up on a platform and kill mutants. You're gonna actually have to get on the ground and fight them. Fixed an issue where player was able to kill the Chimera, because we all know those are not supposed to be killed. No, seriously, with the help of the carousel anomaly. I'm not really sure what this is pertaining to. I kind of skimmed through all of this. I didn't see anything about the health of Chimeras. So I think the default health pool for these things are still massively overdone. These things are just tanks. So yeah, that may not be fixed yet. And maybe it was intended, man. I don't know. I mean, you got to have like hundreds of rounds just to kill one. NPCs should also stop combat when an mission starts and go for cover. That's kind of how they're supposed to act. They fixed an issue where mutants' dead bodies fly a long distance from places where they were killed by the shotgun. I thought this was a feature. I'm actually kind of sad to see this one go. So that should no longer happen, although it did make for a pretty funny moment when it did. They further increased rewards for several missions, which is good. A lot of economy fixes in this section here. They also fixed some exploits where people were able to get like infinite amounts of money pretty much. You could get money by splitting stacks of weapons in the selling menu. You could sell back stackable consumables. That was a way to exploit it. They seem to have taken care of all of that. Moving on from that, feel free to pause. I'm not going to go through every single one, just the ones that I feel like are a bit more important. Crash fixes, performance optimizations is pretty big. They made a lot of fixes to the improvement of dead zones. I know a lot of people had issues with that using a controller. The performance improvements in largely populated areas in the map, so basically all the safe zones, all the towns or areas where all the NPCs are. We'll see about this one. Hopefully this is really fixed, because that was terrible. Every time you go into a safe zone, you drop about 15 FPS at least. They fixed performance drops on NVIDIA RTX 3000 series video cards with enabled FSR frame gen. So this maybe means DLSS may not be the best option for the 3000 series cards. I myself have a 3000, so we'll have to do some testing on that, see if we get some better FPS with FSR. Some more controller input improvements and fixes. Fix an issue where buildings would disappear in player's camera in the factory location. I think I noticed this quite a bit when I was there, so it was like a whole lot of pop-in. So hopefully that's improved. Same with Yontar. Bunch of exception access violation crashes fixed. We got over 200 crashes investigated. Further fixes were implemented. We got some cutscene stuff going on here. Some fixes to facial animations. Missing frames and several cutscenes fixed. I did notice a lot of cutscenes. Every time I hit a cutscene, it almost felt like it was stuck around 30 FPS, which was pretty rough. Even though before I entered the cutscene, I was getting plenty of FPS, so maybe that's fixed. These interactable objects fixes, nothing too crazy in this section. They fixed some physics for ammo boxes and broken lamps and some clipping issues when using a ladder. Moving on from that, mainline missions and story progression. I'm not going to get into these. I'm not going to uncover these black bars here. This is getting into like spoiled territory. Basically, though, a lot of missions are going as intended now. They fixed a lot of issues with these. And to be honest, I wouldn't have even known half of these were issues. I thought it was just like some normal Stalker jank going on. But tons of fixes there, and that's good. Side mission, open world encounters. They fixed an issue where players could kill spectators during arena fights on Rostock. I never even went to that point in the game yet, but that's kind of hilarious that that was a thing. No longer, though. These are all just like story soft blocks. Sounds like just weird bugs with a lot of the side missions. And they got 100 more for this list that they weren't able to add in. This is a huge update. Don't get me wrong. This might be like the update that feels like, oh, this is how the game should have been when it launched type of thing. We'll see when we get in. Open world direction, exploration zone experience, improved physics of dead bodies, fixing artifacts not appearing and arc anomalies, improved bullet penetration, visual effects, cloth simulation for NPCs on corpses, blood decals, player gear, player state adjustments, fix an issue where helmets don't have psi and rad protection. They fixed the SSP 99 and 100 suits not having psi protection. I believe these are like the scientific kind of hazmat looking suits. They definitely should have psi protection, so that's good. They added a splashing sound for bolts hitting the water surface. Solid. Fixes for rifle scopes appearance. Possibly fixed the FOV bug that I've had. The cause of death is now correctly displayed on the death screen, which is cool. I didn't know this was ever supposed to be a thing, but it's good to see that it is. I guess there was an issue where people were losing all controls when after playing a guitar, so that's fixed. They fixed an exploit where you could get unlimited carrying capacity, upgrading unequipped armor, and fixed an issue where players could get unlimited stamina after starting dialogue while crouched. This game had some bugs, man. Damn. Player guidance, game settings, and menus. Updated in-game tutorials to improve the first-time user experience. They fixed the issue where a player would approach a mission location and new weapons would randomly spawn and equip in hand. Good. we dealt with it. Last time I played, man, this was happening a lot. I'm trying to pull out my shotgun and suddenly I have a LMG. That was crazy. I thought it was a mod that I had, but no, you guys all told me this is actually in the game, but it is fixed now. Crazy issue. Anyways, this right here is a big one. Added possibility to revert detachment of pre-installed modules in upgrade menu. If I understand this correctly, you can uninstall pre-installed mods. It's kind of confusing the way it's worded. To me, it sounds like if you, for example, you might find a gun and it already has attachments on it, you now should be able to remove those attachments. I have a SOP mod M4 and it has a scope on it and a sight, and I want to change that stuff out with a different optic. So I should be able to do that now. Hopefully that's what that means. Reworked the design for some icons in the PDA, so that should all hopefully look better. I didn't think it was terrible to begin with. They changed the stash marker color to violet instead of white, so those are going to be a bit easier to see. They fixed technicians not being able to install certain armor upgrades. I didn't know if this was a bug. I guess it was. I thought you just had to be in certain places to upgrade certain like tiers of weapons. I've had some certain armors, and I think I have a Sega shotgun, and I've been unable to upgrade it in Soltansk. And so I actually brought it all the way to the duty base to get it upgraded there because they're able to. So I don't know if I thought that was just part of the game, but it seems like maybe that was just a bug, and we'll see if everybody can install upgrades, all the different technicians across the zone. That'd be cool. So that's some of the main ones there, and 100 others were fixed in that section. Here's a big one. I know a lot of people probably just set the game down after this happened to them. They fixed the issue with missing save files after PC/Xbox hard reboot. I know a lot of people are saying their whole entire saves were just gone, but I do think they should be back. Maybe, hopefully, for your sake. That's terrible. We got 15 localization voiceover updates, over 40 audio adjustments, volume tweaks of various types, over 20 improvements to characters and NPCs' visual appearances. And on top of that, we got over 500 fixes for foliage, texture flickering, bugs in the navigation meshes, collision, errors in object positioning and contextual actions, video effects related fixes, non-destructible objects, and more. It's quite a bit. It's a beefy update, and mine's actually getting done right now. I'm going to hop in and we'll check it out for a little bit. Mainly just want to see the A-Life changes and some of the things with the UI, just see it for myself. I did say in my channel update video that I was not going to continue or create a series playing through Stalker 2 until the game was just in a much better state. I don't know if this will be that state, that it needed to be in, but it's definitely a huge step towards it. You know, with these gigantic updates, you'll have a lot of new things typically are broken because of it. Hopefully that's not the case, and if it is, it's minor. I'm not going to do any like main story stuff, so don't worry about spoilers. And I did remove all of my mods for the most part. The only one I left in there was the one that changes the weapon names to their real world counterparts. This is without any optimization tweaks mod, and we are in the middle of the Cement Factory base. The frame rate is better. It's not, I will say, with the optimization tweaks mod, it definitely was getting more FPS here, even with this update. So might still be a good idea to use those if you got them. Let's take a look at the map here. Yeah, this looks a little bit different. And we have these violet colored markers for all of the stashes. The frame rate is definitely rough here. I guess this is an improvement. I am not stuttering though, really, which is good. This is with FSR instead of DLSS. Okay, it's about the same. And I would say it does not look better than DLSS. Let's head over to the technician here, buy some upgrades. Yeah, I definitely want to make some upgrades to the Sega. So we're going to repair that as well as the suit. So can you remove? You can, okay. Yeah, so I can remove that. I don't know if I ever was able to before. I can remove the laser if I wanted to, or these other upgrades. On the gun that's already upgraded all up, it doesn't seem like there's anything I can change with that. I don't think I can remove anything from this. This technician cannot install this upgrade. Okay, so we're running into the same issue. I don't really get it. Right, so the guy in Cement Factory, the duty technician, he's unable to do upgrades on a Sega. Neither can the people in Sultansk. Who can upgrade this? I don't know. That's weird. I feel like you should be able to just upgrade it anywhere, to be honest. I don't know if that's a bug, or I guess it's intended, but man, it's a bit weird, and I'm not exactly happy about that. Well, let's get out into the world a bit.
Everyone stay put. Put down your weapon.
Oh, okay. Okay, there's just a bunch of boar there. I feel like that would have never happened before. Ooh, did he just pop in? Did these guys just spawn or teleport? What was that? That was weird. So this is kind of a life, I guess. It's different. Okay. You know, I don't think that's ever happened to me before. Usually, basically, all the space in between different areas, POIs, were completely empty. And that seems to not be the case right now. There's like a weird amount of ghosting that I didn't notice before. Especially like with this laser. Is very bad with the laser. Not noticing it on the gun itself though. Let's see, they did add in. Okay. Okay. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, we do have a splashing sound for throwing bolts in the water. That's cool. Right, so something just popped off over here. Let's go see. I feel like the audio loudness should be a bit different. So I didn't even see these guys spawn in, and they're just getting swarmed by snorks. Oh man, they're all dying. Holy, they do not stand a chance. Oh jeez. And they're all dead. All right. My mouse sensitivity feels messed up again. I hope they didn't do that on the update. Something feels definitely different about my mouse movement. But right now it feels like it's faster on the X axis than it is the Y. Alright, I mean, that was an improvement, you know? There were mutants and stalkers fighting, and at least I didn't have to watch those guys spawn in, you know? Let's move around a little bit more. You guys will have to let me know what you think of this update. I mean, I think it's a step in the right direction. But I can't say I feel like it's what we needed, or what I needed anyway, in order to really give this game a full playthrough. If this was the state it launched in, maybe things would have been different. I just still feel like there's some weird, I don't know, just like a sense of it being not finished. Frame rate and the performance is still like one of the largest issues that this game has. Still, like I just pulled out a gun. It says he's an enemy. There we go. Not sure who these guys are, but they are shooting at me. Okay. Look at all of them. There's so many. Who are these guys? Some guys just ran up on the hill. Okay. A ton of guys. What the heck? Cool. I mean, it's better than what we had before. There's definitely like more action. I just think the performance is the next kind of main issue. They need to somehow figure it out, man. I think most people would agree the game looks good, but it kind of doesn't matter when it doesn't run good, you know? Okay, and so those guys, yeah, I can still see them. They're just wandering off. I mean, that's good. That's a pretty huge improvement. And so far, I don't think I've watched anybody spawn in. You know, I'm not going to do it, but I wonder if you just sit in one area. I mean, how many people are you going to see, right? I wonder if I'll just like see people from the distance coming in, crossing through the zone. I do still think they need to make the day last longer. Can you believe that we just slept? That was what, like 10, 15 minutes ago? It's already 1500, just barely scraping by with 60 FPS. With that mod, I'd be getting around 70 plus, maybe 80, especially in these kind of open areas. Yeah, to tell you the truth, boys, I fear that this game will just have to be saved by the modding community, and I hope that the modders are passionate enough about it to do it, you know, because the work that they do is, for the most part, completely unpaid for. Yeah, even with the improvements to the AI spawns, it still does sort of feel like somewhat staged, scripted, if that makes sense. It feels better than them spawning right behind you by a long shot, but it's still not the A-life that we are accustomed to with the other mod packs, or just the original trilogy for that matter. I'm gonna grab this stash. Oh god, okay, it still jump scares you though. What the hell was that? Is that a cat?
Something's not right.
What? Hold on. Who was that? Okay, and now I'm getting shot at. What? Alright. No way, he's not dead? Okay. These guys are tanky. Holy. NPCs tanking headshots like that feels a bit weird. I'm not a big fan of that. Drowsiness. Icon means you need to rest. Sleep deprivation decreases your combat effectiveness. Get some shut-eye to restore your strength. Alright, why am I getting so tired? Man, I got 43 hours in this game and I have yet to see that icon come up. There's a guy right there. My god. Shooting me through a bush. Okay, now this is the stalker I know. Holy. Bro just survived that. What the? I just heard him behind me. Wow. I don't... How do I say this? I don't like it. I kinda don't like it.
I smell bullshit.
Okay, I just heard a dude right behind me. That audio is definitely bugged. I don't think I should be hearing them like that. They fixed, like I said, they fixed some things. It breaks other things. It's an improvement, but it's not great. Now it's dark, and I feel like the day-night cycle's way too damn fast. That's crazy, and it is very dark. It's dark. It's darker than it used to be, I think. Well, I don't want to shit on the game or say that these guys are doing a bad job. They definitely made improvements, and I can credit that. But for me, this is not in a state that makes me really want to play it that bad. It just needs a lot of work. That's all I can say. The AI still feels kind of weird. There's still a lot of bugs with it. I like that they're spawning in farther away and they're getting into fights without me being around, but it's nowhere near on the level that the AI was on with the trilogy or with Anomaly. You know, it's just too bad. Hopefully there's modders out there that are working on things as we speak. I will continue to stay tuned to the updates for the game, cover anything else that comes out. This game will have been out for a month tomorrow. I mean, I'm glad they got this update out before that 1 month mark, because they did make quite a bit of progress, but it's not perfect. And if you ask me, I think this game still requires a mod in order to have acceptable performance. The update size was massive, and I wish that was not the case. Hopefully they figure out how to get those update sizes a bit smaller for the future. Why didn't they just go across the bridge? These guys are going across the water. That's weird. Anyways. It's fine, their duty, it's what they want to do, it's cool. Yeah, still a lot of progress needs to be made before this becomes something I actually want to play start to finish. Just because I don't want the experience to be hindered by all these bugs and things that are not working properly. And I feel like a lot of you guys probably feel the same way. So, in my personal opinion, I don't feel like it's there yet, even with this huge update. It's unfortunate. It is a huge step in the right direction, and you know, I can't wait for them to make more changes and more fixes and you know, really get this game in a state that it needs to be in. Until that happens, I'll be playing Gamma and other games. That's all I got for you today. Just wanted to cover this update. Leave a like if this was insightful for you. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see some more. That's all I got for you today. I'll catch you guys later.